Welcome to Audiosleep. Gently relax your body and let your mind drift. Allow yourself to sink deeper into calm and comfort. Now, immerse yourself in tonight's story and let the journey begin.
Imagine yourself sitting on a bus in London on a damp autumn afternoon. You've found a seat on the top deck at the front, so you're surrounded by windows. It feels a little like flying, slowly gliding through the streets of the city, past distinguished white buildings and the sensationally red leaves of the plane trees. It's cool outside and raining lightly on and off, the typical drizzle of an English autumn. But the bus is warm and cozy with all the heaters on. This difference in temperature makes the glass steam up. Every now and then, you brush your hand against the window next to you, clearing the moisture so you have a better view. You're in a relaxed, dreamy mood. All you want to do is watch the world go by, enjoying every detail, from the street signs to the pigeons perched along the window ledges. Your gaze drifts down to the people walking in the street below, covered up with coats and umbrellas. And then you look up again to the scenery right beside you. Because you're on the upper deck of the bus, you're at the same level as the second floor windows of the buildings on the street. When the bus is moving slowly or stopped at a traffic light, you can see inside offices, hotel rooms, and even people's living rooms. A few of the windows offer homey scenes. The bus slows down and stops at a red light. You clear the condensation from the glass with your fingers, creating a clear circle in the window, and peer through. You now have the perfect view into the window of a cozy flat where you can see a study lined with bookshelves. A tall standing lamp is switched on, as well as a couple of smaller table lamps, which shine with a warm yellow light. You can see an elderly man sitting at a desk, deeply absorbed in his work, with a mug of tea or coffee next to him. He's leaning over the pages of a large book, his index finger following the lines of text as he reads. There are some pictures on the wall behind him, a portrait of a woman and what looks like a print of an old map. But then you feel the engine of the bus rumble into action as the light turns green. You're off again, leaving the man and his study behind. You love getting these little glimpses into people's lives. They're like portals into other worlds, revealed for just a few fleeting seconds. Late afternoon, is the perfect time to gaze through windows. It's too early for people to close their curtains, but the fading daylight means that all the lights are switched on, so the rooms are illuminated. The bus soon halts again. It's stuck in a bit of traffic, and you gaze through another window to find a young woman playing the harp. She's perfectly framed in the glass, and the ceiling lamp above her shines down like a spotlight on a stage. It seems almost intentional, a silent performance for anyone passing by on the bus. You watch her fingers glide across the strings in quick, flurrying movements, and try to imagine the sound of the music. For a moment, the noises of the bus disappear, replaced by the beautiful, soaring melody of the harp. Then, the bus moves on, slowly and purposefully, making its way through the city streets. But these moments of peace stay with you. You feel comfortably cocooned in the warmth of the bus, happy to let the world pass by outside, like scenes from a slow, relaxing film without a plot. You enjoy watching through the windows, but you can also daydream, perhaps even closing your eyes for a while and resting. When you next open your eyes and look out the window, you recognize your surroundings. You see the familiar, shining colors of the London Underground sign, red, white, and blue. You've arrived at Victoria Station. You could get off here and get on the tube to explore the area further. It seems to have stopped raining, and people in the street are putting their umbrellas away. But you're so comfortable on the bus, so you decide to stay for a while longer and see where it takes you. The bus continues through the streets of Westminster, and at the next stop, it fills up with tourists. You can hear all sorts of different languages being spoken in the seats behind you. The musical lilt of French and Italian, and a couple of other languages you don't recognize. You may not understand the tourists' conversations, but you can tell from the tone of their voices that they're happy and excited to be exploring the city. They're transfixed by the view from the window, pointing to signs for Buckingham Palace and Westminster Abbey, and looking out for other London icons like red telephone boxes and black taxi cabs. You turn around and see a child sitting behind you, her face pressed to the glass. In this particular moment, there's nothing special outside, just a red brick apartment building and a woman coming out of the front door, walking a small black dog. But the child is staring through the bus window, fascinated, as though she wants to absorb every little detail of the city. She seems to understand that these ordinary places are part of London too, just as representative as any famous site or tourist attraction. You're tempted to stay on the bus and continue this relaxing city tour. But you decide to make the most of the remaining daylight and take advantage of the fact that the rain has paused, at least for a little while. As the bus pulls up to the next stop, you carefully make your way down the narrow steps and through the open doors into a quiet street. On the other side of the road, there are no buildings, only an endless line of golden trees. This is St. James's Park, the oldest royal park in London. You cross the street to the entrance and walk slowly down a wide, tree-lined avenue. This park is usually full of people, office workers enjoying a lunch break, or tourists on their way to Trafalgar Square nearby. But the recent rain means that this afternoon it's quieter than usual. There are only a few people near you. A couple walking arm in arm, and a family of tourists wearing plastic ponchos for the rain. As you continue down the path, looking all around, you notice other signs of life. There are pigeons pecking at the ground beneath a bench, and tiny sparrows flitting between the trees. A small grey squirrel hops across the path in front of you, and then stops just a meter away from where you're standing. The squirrels that live here are so tame and so used to the presence of humans that they'll even take food right from your hand. This squirrel pauses to look at you, its nose twitching, and then it scampers away, over the grass and up the trunk of a large tree, until it's lost among the leaves. But once you've spotted one squirrel, you start noticing more. Suddenly, they seem to be everywhere, crouching in the grass or running up and down tree trunks. It's enjoyable to watch them, following their quick, nimble movements across the park. You're struck by their sense of purpose. Unlike the pigeons, who sit or walk around in aimless circles, each squirrel seems focused on its own secret mission, darting quickly from one place to the next. You follow the path round the park, taking care as you walk across the damp, fallen leaves. The air is growing cooler, and you sense that it's about to rain again. But you'd like to explore a bit more and see one of the most famous landmarks here. The park is divided by a beautiful, long lake. Passing through the trees, it seems to appear out of nowhere. A large expanse of still water, reflecting the grey clouds that drift slowly through the sky above. You walk towards the water, onto the low footbridge that crosses the lake. This bridge offers the best views. On the other side, at the far end of the park, you can see a large, elegant white building and the top of a gigantic Ferris wheel called the London Eye. There's also plenty to admire just looking at the lake itself. The red autumn leaves are reflected in the water along the sides of the lake, creating beautiful mirror images. Nothing disturbs the quiet stillness of the lake except for the leisurely movement of a single swan gliding effortlessly across the water. You stroll across the bridge and notice that there are other birds resting at the edge of the lake. Some are in the water, and others are in the grass nearby, underneath the golden leaves of a willow tree. There's a group of ducks, some black moorhen, and even a pelican, an impressive, tall white bird. St. James's Park is famous for its pelicans. They first arrived here in 1664, when the Russian ambassador gave King Charles II a pair of them as a gift. The descendants of these birds have remained in the park ever since. One hungry pelican used to fly away to the London Zoo to steal some fish for lunch. But generally, they don't stray too far from the lake. They have everything they need here. Regular feeding sessions, as well as plenty of attention from the park's visitors. They are friendly, sociable creatures who sometimes come to sit next to people on the benches. But this particular pelican seems to be happy where he is, resting beneath the willow tree. Then you feel the first drops of rain on your skin and realize that the birds are sheltering. You put up your umbrella, a large black one that covers you completely so you won't get too wet. You don't need to find shelter just yet, and you're happy to continue walking, especially while the rain is light. You amble slowly back across the bridge. The park is even emptier than before. The only sounds you can hear are the gentle pattering of raindrops on the surface of the lake and some distant birdsong. From where you are, you can't hear the city traffic. You could even pretend for a moment that you're in the grounds of a country estate instead of the centre of a bustling metropolis. You're enjoying the tranquility of the park, but you now feel ready to go back to the busy London streets. It's getting dark, and you like the idea of finding a cosy spot inside where you can warm up and dry off. This part of London is full of lovely pubs and cafes, perfect places to take shelter from the rain. You leave the park, cross a wide road, and then enter the back streets. You don't have a particular destination in mind, but you're curious to explore and see what you might stumble across. This part of the city is full of interesting sights. Historic pubs and old buildings with blue plaques on the walls commemorating famous people who once lived there. Everywhere you look, there are reminders of the past. Even the shops seem to belong to another age. You close your umbrella as you enter a covered arcade of shops, which seems almost frozen in time. There's an old-fashioned hat shop, which has so many hats stacked up against the window that you can only catch a glimpse of the interior. You see light emanating from a sconce on the wall and the edge of an open door leading into another room. On the other side of the arcade is a smart, traditional barber shop with wood-panelled walls and stylish vintage furniture, like something from a film set. You walk slowly through the arcade, peering through shop windows, listening to the echo of your shoes tapping against the stone tiles. There's some faint, jazzy background music, but you aren't sure where it's coming from. When you come out at the other end of the arcade, it's like a time warp back to the present. You're greeted by cars and taxis, and the neon light from a supermarket sign. The rain is gradually starting to get heavier. The pitter-patter of raindrops on your umbrella is louder now, and small puddles are forming on the grey pavement. You pass a few cafes and coffee shops that look inviting. There are free seats and tables inside, but you feel like walking just a little bit further. You're not sure exactly what you're looking for, but when you find it, you'll know. No matter what the weather is, there will always be some shoppers and tourists in this part of the city, and nobody seems to really mind the rain. People walk briskly, carrying umbrellas or wearing raincoats. Even the dogs are dressed for the weather. As you turn the corner, you pass a small brown dog that resembles a teddy bear, wearing a miniature plastic coat. It's trotting happily next to its owner, carefully navigating around each puddle to avoid its paws getting wet. You walk on and on, deeper into the heart of the city. You follow your instinct, hardly aware of which direction you're heading in. On a whim, you turn off the main road and into a quiet street, even though, at first glance, there's nothing there but the back doors of shops and restaurants. The facade of one building seems particularly anonymous, with black walls and frosted glass windows you can hardly see through. There are no signs to indicate what it might be. But then you look up and see a glowing sign in the shape of a lantern sticking out from the side of the building. The sign feels somehow familiar, although you can't explain why. It's like something you read about in a book long ago, or saw in a dream. The sign bears a traditional English pub name. Like many of the pubs in the cities, it's probably been around for hundreds of years. So, you're curious to see what the interior looks like. The door is hidden on the side of the building, down a narrow alleyway. You close your umbrella and shake off the raindrops, push open a creaky old door, and walk inside. Your first impression is one of warmth. There's a crackling fire in the middle of the room, and the people sitting at the tables have taken off their coats and jackets. They look comfortable and relaxed, chatting happily over their drinks. A couple of men in the corner are even playing a game of chess. In some ways, it looks more like a living room than a pub. There are other signs that this is no ordinary room. The walls are decorated with an eclectic display of mirrors and old paintings, and the wooden floor is covered with sawdust, an old-fashioned technique for soaking up spilled liquid. A wall near the entrance is covered with newspaper clippings, dating back more than 100 years. A nearby sign says that this is one of London's oldest pubs, and has been a gathering place for writers and artists for centuries. You leave your umbrella by the entrance and walk slowly across the room, spotting more quirky details, like a glass case with a collection of corkscrews and a vintage telephone. And then you spot something moving near your feet. A black cat hurries past you. It pauses halfway up the steps of a nearby staircase. Instead of a collar around its neck, it's wearing a white Elizabethan ruff. This aristocratic cat sits on the steps, watching you. It looks as though it's waiting for someone to take its photo or paint its portrait. Then it suddenly turns and continues up the carpeted stairs, out of sight. You decide to follow the cat and see what's upstairs. There must be another part of the pub, a secret room, perhaps. As you climb, you notice a sign in the shape of a pointing hand. It's another invitation to keep exploring. You can hear the steps creaking, the soft murmur of voices, and some faint music. Cheerful jazz from the 1930s, playing quietly in the background. When you reach the top step, you find the source of the sounds. You're standing in a vintage tea room, where people sit and chat over cups of tea. A vinyl record spins round and round on a record player in the corner of the room. You were expecting to find yourself in another part of the pub, but this is a separate cafe that just happens to be connected by a staircase. Next to the stairs is a sign in cursive script that reads, "Welcome to London's secret tea room." A few of the tables are occupied by other people, but the small one in the far corner is free. It's a low wooden table next to a plush velvet love seat. There's also a standing lamp with an old-fashioned tassel lampshade which emits a warm golden glow. And nearby is a small window with lace curtains. From here, you can see its glass is covered by trails of raindrops. You cross the room, walking past a couple enjoying afternoon tea with scones and sandwiches, and a young woman on her own reading a book as she waits for her steaming cup of tea to cool. Then you sit down on the comfy sofa and sink into the cushions. It's only now you realize just how much you needed to get off your feet and relax for a while. After your long walk, you've earned an equally long rest. A friendly waitress in a white apron comes to take your order. And then, a few moments later, you're greeted by another friend, the black cat. He purrs and jumps up onto the cushion beside you. You stroke his fur and scratch him behind his ears, noticing how wonderfully warm and soft he is. The cat seems to relish attention and affection, purring happily and nudging his head against you, encouraging you to keep petting him. While you wait for the tea to arrive, you gaze out of the window. The glass is becoming wet and is steaming up, so it's harder to make out the details. But you can glimpse the darkening sky and blurred golden shapes. The autumn leaves of a tree moving gently in the wind and rain. You feel so happy to be here, warm and dry, in the tea room on a wet afternoon. And you find it deeply relaxing to watch the rain. If you listen carefully, beneath the piano music that crackles softly on the record player, you can also hear it. You focus on the raindrops, quietly tapping against the window. It's a monotonous, calming sound. Listening to the soft pattering, you're slowly lulled into total relaxation. If you close your eyes, you could even fall asleep. the crisp air quietly whistles through the tree branches, which sway in harmony outside Sarah's cabin. It's autumn now, her most treasured time of the year. She is nestled in a rocking chair, legs lifted up onto the wooden railing as she sits outside on her balcony, admiring the gloomy autumnal scenery before her. The first big drop in temperature after another scorching hot summer sent happiness coursing through Sarah's body. Now the leaves have begun to change, and Sarah is at the very heart of her favourite season. Dressed for warmth, Sarah is wearing long, cosy trousers and a luxuriously soft mohair jumper she knitted last spring. Her shoes sit on the wooden floorboards in front of her, and her feet are bare. She can feel the breeze moving in between her toes. Earlier, she prepared a fresh chai latte, using spices gathered from both her neighbours and her own back garden. She also used oat milk that she'd made yesterday morning after a long, quiet walk in the forest. That walk was wonderful, Sarah remembers, with leaves crunching beneath the soles of her shoes. She combined all the ingredients, adding a spoonful of honey to sweeten it. Now the warm beverage sits on the table next to her, its spicy, sweet aroma wafting up into the air. Next to the latte is a paperback book. Sarah has it turned page side down as she's taking a reading break to admire the autumn views. The sky is a bright shade of grey and white, as if the clouds have all joined forces to hide the sun that radiates behind them. The air out here smells of a coming rain, Sarah thinks, as she takes a sip of her chai latte. Luckily, the roof of Sarah's cabin stretches out over the balcony, and a set of stairs leads down to the ground. So, if it starts to drizzle, Sarah will stay comfortably dry right where she is. As she looks back out at the view, she can see the green pine trees intertwining with a sea of other trees, boasting their autumn hues. Shades of burnt orange, deep yellow, mahogany, and crimson are scattered throughout the forest. To Sarah, it's the most beautiful time of autumn, when the leaves are slowly falling, but the trees themselves are still bushy and full. As the wind continues to rustle the trees, bundles of leaves spin around and dance together harmoniously. It reminds Sarah of ballet. Her eyes follow the dancing leaves, and in her mind, she is at the theatre. The curtains are drawn, and the leaves are centre stage, giving another timeless performance of the season. Soon, They fall elegantly to the ground, and the audience gives a standing ovation. The view from Sarah's balcony has many layers. First, there is a hilltop meadow, which she can reach quickly by descending the staircase next to her. From there, the terrain transforms into a deep forest with spectacular walking paths that lead to quaint mountain streams and moss-covered boulders. There are also shortcuts she can take to visit some of her neighbours. The houses in her village are all generously spaced out, so Sarah often feels she has the whole world to herself. Then, behind the forest, are layers of mountains that blend together in various shades of blue. Sarah always finds this view captivating, even on a grey afternoon like this one. Soon, Sarah will return to the warmth of her cabin and prepare a batch of pumpkin chocolate chip cookies in her kitchen down the hall. But for now, she remains with her feet kicked up, drinking from her warm mug and embracing the autumn air. She lifts the mug to her mouth, closes her eyes, and takes a big, generous breath in through her nose, before enjoying another smooth sip of her chai latte. She remains like this for a moment, cupping her drink to warm her hands. The moment has completely taken her away from the book she was reading. But Sarah doesn't mind. She will have plenty of time to read this evening, she knows. After just a few more minutes, Sarah lifts her feet off the railing and slips them into a pair of fuzzy house slippers. With the mug in her hand and her book squeezed between her arm and side, she walks across her balcony, looking down at several pumpkins she has placed for decoration. Then she slowly pulls open her door with the stained glass. As usual, it creaks just slightly as she opens it. She always thinks she should fix it, but never does. At this point, the gentle creaking sound is both familiar and comforting to Sarah. Walking inside, she feels the warmth of the fireplace in the living room just to her right. It is a beautiful, brick-covered fireplace, with logs assembled inside, crackling every so often. Today is only the second day she has used it this season, and she is still admiring the wonderful smell of burning wood. She rarely uses scented candles during the colder seasons. Why would she, when the fireplace and her baked goods create the most tantalizing scents all on their own? She takes one final sip of her chai latte, feeling the warmth of it glide down her throat. Then she places it on a coaster on her credenza, along with her book. Now, she feels ready to bake her favorite autumn cookies. Her grandma loved these particular cookies just as much as she does, and whenever Sarah makes them, she always follows the family recipe. She walks down the hallway, soon arriving at her kitchen. She draws open the curtains above her sink, bringing in a bit of light to complement what's coming in through the windows of her back door to the right. The room is airy, but nonetheless still a bit dark. So she flicks on one of the tall standing lamps located at the edge of the kitchen. Sarah then moves over to her quaint square dining table. It is situated in the left corner, closest to the hallway. On it is a small beige lamp and a stack of books. Both are pressed against the wall, with only enough room at the table for 2 diners. She pulls down the beaded cord to turn on the lamp's yellow-tinted light. Much better, she thinks as she looks around. Next, Sarah heads over to the kitchen sink. She flicks on the faucet. The old pipes clink slightly before fresh, warm water flows from the tap. She presses down on the nozzle of a glass bottle of hand soap. The luxurious scents of vetiver and amber spill onto her hands. She takes a relaxing moment to wash them, moving the soap between her thumb and fingers before she rinses the suds down the drain. Now, with freshly washed and moisturized hands, Sarah feels even more relaxed than before. She is ready to prepare the pumpkin-flavored treats. She first turns on the oven to preheat it. Then she crouches down to grab a baking sheet from the cupboard near the sink. Her recipe involves several ingredients, from eggs and brown sugar to pumpkin puree and chocolate chips. Sarah tugs open her refrigerator, gathering all the necessary ingredients. The eggs came from one of her neighbours down the road called George. He has nearly a dozen chickens and plenty of eggs to spare. He came over for a coffee just the other day, bringing her several as a thank you for inviting him. Sarah loves this way of life, where people think of one another and always give back. Of course, she would never come to his place empty-handed either. She places the eggs and other ingredients on the counter next to a wooden chopping board. Then she opens up her spice cabinet and finds her homemade jar of autumn spice. It's a delicious blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and cardamom. Sarah opens the last cupboard and finds a jar of dark chocolate chips nestled behind a bag of fluffy marshmallows. She slides open a drawer just to her right. Inside are miscellaneous cooking items, including parchment paper. Sarah pulls out a layer of paper long enough to cover the baking sheet. It makes a crackling sound as she spreads it across the metal tray. She needs just a couple more things. So she dances around the kitchen in pursuit of a wooden spoon and a large glass bowl. Now for the fun part, Sarah thinks. She begins working culinary magic. Her muscle memory takes over as she cracks eggs and whisks in fresh pumpkin puree, flour, vanilla extract, and all the other goodies to complete her batch of cookies. As she works, her mind travels back to being a child, standing on a stool, baking with her grandma on a crisp autumn day, much like this one. From learning how to knit to getting into baking, Sarah's grandma taught her a lot of handy skills that she uses nearly every single day. Before she knows it, Sarah hears a little ding, informing her that the oven is properly preheated. And now that she has whisked and blended her cookie dough into a beautiful orange-tinted clump, she can begin forming it into circular shapes. Using the wooden spoon, she scoops out sections of dough and then balls them up by rolling them in the palm of her hand. Then, one by one, they are placed evenly across 2 rows of the baking sheet. Easy as that, Sarah thinks as she rinses off her hands, excited to sink her teeth into these gooey cookies in just a little while. The oven clinks as she pulls down the door, feeling its captivating warmth as she places the baking sheet in the center. She grabs her timer. It clicks as she moves it to 12 minutes. Then she leaves it on the counter and turns off the standing lamp as she makes her way down the hall. Soon she's back in the living room with the sound of the crackling fireplace soothing her mind and spirit. The room is comfortably sized. There is an old rocking chair facing the window and a cozy sofa with throw pillows, knitted blankets, and a low coffee table in front. There are unlit taper candles scattered on the mantel above her fireplace. And on the opposite side, Sarah has a record player and a narrow bookcase stuffed with books of various genres. Her large windows that face outward towards the mountains are letting in that classic soft autumnal glow. She looks out and watches leaves travelling through the air. Over by the mantel, she picks up a pack of matches, eager to make the room extra cozy, especially to complement the cookies she will be eating soon. She lights several of the unscented taper candles on the mantel, cupping her hand to light one, and then using the first to light the others. Then she walks over to the table where the antique record player is, and lights a thick cream-coloured candle to fill the room with a warm glow. Naturally, Sarah places the original candle back on the mantel. She turns around and admires the room. The soft glow from outside mixes beautifully with the redness of the fireplace and the light orange hue of the candles. She looks at the watch on her left wrist and calculates roughly 6 more minutes until the cookies are ready. So, she plops herself down on a comfy seat located by the bookshelf. Sarah admires her books, scanning her eyes across the rows, smiling at particular ones that sparked her soul. It feels like her own little bookstore, as she notices some books she has still yet to read, and others she's almost forgotten even having. Grabbing one in particular, she holds it in her hands and runs her fingers across its smooth, simple cover. It's a contemporary romance novel that caught her attention when she discovered it in an independent bookstore in a larger town near her village. It's going to be her next book, she tells herself confidently. She looks over her books with admiration one last time before standing up. Back on her feet, Sarah can smell the captivating aroma of chocolate, autumn spice, and pumpkin twirling in the air. As she makes her way down the hall, the smell grows stronger and more enticing. And like some magical clockwork, she flicks on the lamp and the timer chimes in unison. She slides a thick oven mitt onto her right hand, and then pulls open the oven door with her left. The warmth embraces Sarah once again, this time carrying with it the spicy autumnal scents. She places the tray on cork circles on the other end of the counter. Then she looks over the cookies, inspecting them curiously and breathing in the tantalizing aroma. It's truly the smell of the season in one sweet treat, she thinks. Giving them a few minutes to cool, she places the glass bowl in the sink, fills it with water, and adds a bit of washing up liquid. Afterwards, she grabs a soft spatula and a large ceramic plate. Sarah carefully removes the cookies one by one so that the bottoms don't burn. Looking at the cookies on the plate, she feels a sense of pride at how beautifully they turned out. Then, instead of bringing the whole plate of cookies to the living room, which would be too tempting for Sarah to resist, she chooses a few and places them on a smaller plate. She pours herself a glass of oat milk. Then she scurries happily back to her comfy oasis, scooping the familiar book from the credenza into her arm along the way. The plate and glass of milk clink as she places them on the coffee table with the book. Sarah sits in her favourite spot on the sofa, leans forward and picks up one of the cookies. It feels warm and soft to the touch, and Sarah cannot wait to taste it. She brings it up to her mouth and slowly takes a generous bite of the gooey dessert. The notes of spice, pumpkin, and dark chocolate captivate her taste buds. She lets out a satisfied sigh before taking another bite. It tastes just like an autumn day, Sarah thinks. With the flavour of the cookie still in her mouth, Sarah takes a cool sip of the oat milk to wash it all down. Then she begins to hear the trickle of rain outside. It taps on the window behind the sofa. She looks towards the mountains and sees the rice-shaped specks of rain coming down peacefully. Where Sarah lives, autumn is the rainiest season of the year. She doesn't mind, however, as there is tranquility in the rain. She watches it from the window and feels pleasantly snug with her cookies, fireplace, and candles. She is almost tempted to take a wander outside and enjoy the cool, damp weather. Perhaps later she will slip on her rain boots and her long, water-resistant coat and enjoy a quaint walk into the forest before it gets dark. But for now, she will treat herself with cookies and another chapter from her book. And so, she lifts the paperback off the coffee table, removes the bookmark, and continues reading, cookie in hand. Oh, the beauty of an autumn day in the mountains, Sarah thinks to herself, feeling so lucky. You are walking out of your cosy flat in Edinburgh. It's set inside a timeless building on a street lined with terraced houses. Yours boasts charming bay windows and a stone facade that stretches up to a point, a characteristic that gives an extra special touch to the city's unique and recognizable skyline. Closing the door, you are greeted by a crisp autumn breeze as you step onto the cobbled street. The weather outside is chilly but comfortable. The sky is filled with unique puffy clouds that hang above you, sometimes revealing a pale blue sky or soft shades of grey. You are wearing warm boots with your favourite trousers, a dark green jumper, and a light rain jacket that comes down to your thighs. Covering your head, a cosy wool hat provides warmth on this crisp and windy day. You also have a tote bag with a book and umbrella, just in case it rains, you think. Your flat is next door to the meadows, a grassy, tree-lined park just south of the old town. And you find yourself coming here often with a small picnic blanket in hand, spending an hour or maybe two reading or drawing among other park visitors. What you truly love about this park, however, is the distant view of Arthur's Seat, an ancient volcano and the highest peak in Edinburgh. You admire its curved arches peeking out high above the park's flat tree line. Sometimes you nestle yourself in the grass and draw this particular view. Other times you simply prop your head up on your backpack and stare out at the distant hill, allowing your mind to wander and drift like the fallen leaves of autumn. Now your boots tap against the pavement as you make your way into the meadows. Today, the park is draped in the season's captivating foliage. The grass is still a vivid green, which provides a delightful contrast to the burnt orange and pale yellow leaves that are scattered across it. There are paved walking paths going both around and diagonally through the park. This time, you are walking across one of the diagonal paths, so you can explore Edinburgh's Old Town on this perfect day. The pathway is lined with leafy trees on either side, standing tall and reaching for the cloudy skies up above. Your shoes press against fallen leaves, some brown and crunchy, others soft and in shades of yellow and orange. The day is surprisingly dry so far, but reminders of a previous rain still linger, dampening some of the leaves and covering the grass in a sparkly dew. As you walk, you notice a man playing fetch with his fluffy beige dog. He throws a stick, and the dog enthusiastically leaps across the grass, lifting leaves up into the air as he dives to catch the stick. It brings a little smile to your face. Soon you are across the park, walking along a pedestrian-only path, sprawling with murals, a lively cafe, and university students. From here, you can see some parts of the 16th century University of Edinburgh. The university's historic sandstone buildings fit perfectly with the mood of the city in autumn, you think. When you reach the end of the pedestrian pathway, you go over the zebra crossing and arrive at the other side of the road. You continue straight for just a minute, passing shops and restaurants until you reach a set of gates on your left-hand side. It is the entrance to Greyfriars Kirkyard, a 16th century graveyard offering a museum and walking tours. It's considered to be one of Edinburgh's most famous places. You take a few steps inside to admire this historic location. The paths are decorated with vibrant orange leaves that spill over onto the green grass. You can see old tombstones dating back more than 400 years, and glimpse sandstone buildings that poke out beyond the walls of Greyfriars. An autumn walk through Edinburgh is hardly complete without a stop here, you decide. So, you pass through the black wrought iron gates and feel the coolness of the shade around you. The autumn weather suits the stillness of this curious grey place. Your gaze follows the path that leads up to the church, around the graveyard, and towards an exit on the other side. You actually prefer to take this path when walking home, and often you do. It's much more peaceful than going past all the shops and restaurants that line the street on the other side of the thick stone walls. Perhaps you will amble through it properly on your way home. Looking up, you see lingering grey clouds above. A walk through Greyfriars on a rainy afternoon is just the kind of experience you'd like. In your mind, you hope for a little drizzle later today. But for now, you carry on further into Old Town. The crisp air embraces your skin as you approach the cobbles of Edinburgh's most notable street, the Royal Mile. This captivating street is full of life today. The sound of bagpipes floats through the air. Wool tartan scarves are on display, and the smell of baked goods and coffee finds your nose. You adore the Royal Mile for many reasons. For one, it leads up to Edinburgh Castle, perched high on a base of volcanic rock, which is stunning to see up close. However, it is also full of fairy tale-like stone buildings with sharply pointed turrets, and the Gothic St. Giles Cathedral with its open spires and sculptured turret. But what you really love about the Royal Mile is what you find on its side streets. Tiny pathways lead into quaint, often silent squares, creating pleasant oases from the bustling life just on the other side of the buildings. You look right, first catching a glimpse of the bronze statue of Scottish philosopher David Hume. Apparently, local tradition suggests it is good luck to touch his big toe, which sticks out further than the rest of the statue. You watch a man in a kilt stop by and graze his hand across Hume's toe, and you smile. Ahead of you, you see the way the cobbles appear to grow smaller and smaller as they go down the hill, until they disappear into a cloudy gap between the buildings. You could follow that path, where the buildings seem to grow older and more historic, until you reach the prestigious Palace of Holyrood House, with its powerful history and antique relics. But today, you won't spend too much time on the Royal Mile. Instead, you would like to visit Edinburgh's more autumnal spots. There's no city you'd rather be in during this season, you declare. And with Scotland's windy weather, the leaves won't stay attached to the branches for long. So, you know just where you would like to go. You head right, and then take a quick left onto a quaint alley called Warriston's Close. The path leads down a massive set of stairs that fall onto a charming, curved street near the Waverley train station. If you had to choose a favourite set of stairs, these would be yours. Something about the way they fan out at the bottom, the yellow-tinted lamps and middle banister make you think of old-fashioned academia. You could imagine university students from decades ago leaving the train station wearing pleated tartan skirts or long slacks as they ascend the stairs, books and pencil cases in hand, ready for a day's lesson. You grab onto the banister as you make your way down the lofty staircase. You watch as people walk up and down the cobbled street, wearing raincoats, dark boots, berets and warm scarves. Once you're at the bottom of the stairs, you are situated in front of one of your favourite coffee shops in the city. It has the best view of the steps of Warriston's Close, and with its indoor and outdoor seating in a snug and cosy setting, it is the perfect stop during an autumn walk in Edinburgh. And so, your feet click against the mismatched cobbles as you walk towards the door of the cafe. Inside, you hear the hissing of the espresso machine and the clink of ceramic. You look around. There is a window seat for two with homely cushions, and a few seats nestled against the cool stone walls. Just in front of you is an espresso bar, serving artisan coffee, hot chocolates, and teas. Then, behind a glass counter, you admire tasty treats, from pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls to thick, buttery croissants. You smile and say hello to the barista. She greets you in return. Then you kindly request a hot spiced tea and a warm pumpkin spice cinnamon roll, something you have never tried here before. She tells you that they were just added to the menu today, and you feel a tingle of excitement that you get to try them this afternoon. You choose to take a seat outside. After all, you're enjoying the fresh autumn air on your face. Plus, your woolly layers and steady walking pace have been keeping you nice and warm. There are two large tables on either side of the door. You choose the one to the right, with the best view of your favorite staircase. As you wait, you look up at the curved street that leads back to the Royal Mile. You watch the buildings as they stretch up towards the sky, which is looking a bit greyer and gloomier than before. Your gaze comes back down to ground level. There are no trees on this street, so there is no foliage to admire. Nonetheless, the brownish shades of the street, combined with the crisp air, carry the feeling of the season. But then you smile, considering that rain, clouds, and cool weather are common year-round here. The barista delivers your cinnamon roll and hot spiced tea. The smell of them together captivates your senses. You close your eyes and take a deep breath in, bringing the mug up to your nose as you do so. The aroma of cloves, nutmeg, ginger, and other spices fills your nostrils. Then you take a sip, and the warmth of it travels down to your stomach. Delicious, you think. Next, you try the pumpkin spice cinnamon roll. You push your knife and fork into it, and the pastry softly falls apart, looking gooey and warm as white icing trickles down onto the plate. You lift the fork to your mouth, blowing on the cinnamon roll to cool it down just in case. Then you place it onto your tongue and feel the warm flavors of pumpkin and cinnamon enveloping your taste buds. The texture of the pastry is firm yet buttery as it melts into your mouth. you can't quite believe just how good it is. You spend the next moments enjoying your treats, allowing each bite or sip to linger on your tongue, soaking up every bit of flavor. Once you've finished, you stand up and wave goodbye to the barista, who has just come back outside to deliver 2 coffees to the other table next to you. Your body feels warm and cozy inside after your pleasant stop at this lovely cafe. Edinburgh's crisp air dances around your skin, along the edges of your knitted jumper, as you take a left down Princes Street Gardens. But soon you pause, looking out towards Edinburgh Waverley Station, with the park just across the road. For a moment, you watch the world go by all around you. You see pairs of people following the steps down into the station, while solo travellers and business people emerge, holding coffee cups and newspapers. Then, you notice a young man carrying a delicate bouquet of sweet alyssums. Soft shades of dainty pink, white and green intertwine beautifully together. He holds the stems out in front of him, careful to keep them just as nice as they were when he bought them. You watch him pull out his phone and smile as his eyes read over a text message. You imagine who the flowers are for, and whether it's a special anniversary or just a second or third date. You smile at the thought of it. Then he happily waltzes up the cobbled street, and you drift away towards the gardens. You go straight past the train station until you reach a set of stairs to your left. Your stomach fills with happy butterflies at the view in front of you. In this moment, Edinburgh feels like it has been pulled from a storybook set in the heart of autumn. The wide concrete stairs are dressed in pumpkin orange leaves. They are scattered generously around, but seem to congregate along the sides of the stairs. In the middle is a long black railing with matching street lamps in between. Here, the trees are barer than the ones in the meadows, so you admire the patterns of their branches as they loom over the stairs. Further out, you can see thick, bright yellow, orange and red trees dotting the park. But, best of all, you have a splendid view of the grand volcanic rock and Edinburgh Castle that consume much of the impressive grey skyline. The stunning panorama makes you feel very glad to have taken such a wonderful walk on a magical day like today. you glide your fingertips along the handrail, which points to a paved footpath that wraps around the park. From here, you're able to take in more of your surroundings. Bushy, dark green shrubbery meets the bright green of Scottish grass, covered with mounds of fallen leaves. The piles of leaves are just waiting for someone to jump into them, you think with a smile. Then you notice a tiny drop of rain fall from the sky and splatter on your jacket. You are wearing a light raincoat today, and the droplet glides off your sleeve, plummeting onto the pavement. It's a good thing you remembered to bring your umbrella with you, but you decide a couple of drops here and there don't warrant bringing it out just yet. This is Scotland, after all. You are no stranger to rain here. So for now, you carry on towards the majestic Ross Fountain with its cast iron display. The castle hill slowly reveals more of itself as you walk. Little droplets tap sporadically against your jacket, yet you aren't bothered. You look around and notice one or two umbrellas carried by other people going through the park today. But most are proudly meandering, with just their coats to protect them from the drizzle. Besides, there is beauty in the rain. This is evident in the vibrant green grass that covers Edinburgh, and the way the city looks majestic on a grey day. The rain suits this place, you decide. This thought sends a tingle of happiness through your body as your feet move rhythmically across the damp pavement. Soon, the rain grows heavier, and you reluctantly decide to use your umbrella. It's a clear bubble with a classic dome design. You love the style of it, and the way you can still see the sky above. As you get closer to the fountain, you admire a small round puddle with a single leaf floating at its centre. You look down at the water and see yourself, your umbrella, and the autumn trees reflected back